What's up, fam? We got Phil's Braves breakdown of Game 2, 3-3, top 8. Come join us. Let's talk about it.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgado, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys...
Whoops. Wrong intro. Here we go.
I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
Oh, boy, let's get this R started again. I feel about as frugal as the Phillies offense right now. Good Lord. Welcome in, everybody. Another edition of A2D Wednesday nights. To my right, Ryan Elisic. I'm Greg Milokvic. Tom Arnone, Noah Eaton, whoever else is joining. We'll get here when they can. We're going to be breaking down the Phillies Braves Game 2 here later on in the show. Sixers locked up the fifth worst record. We are locked into that fifth seed, so hopefully we can get our pick, keep a lottery. We'll touch on that if we have time. After tomorrow's game, the Phillies hit the road again, stay on the road, and head to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Growing concerns with the Phils. Although we are 7-3, there are some concerns growing for the Phils in a bunch of different aspects. We'll touch on it, but our main topic at hand is the Phillies and Braves post-game Game 2 here. We are middle 8, heading to the bottom of the 8th, 3-3 as we head into the end of this game. So we'll break it all down for you. Poll question for tonight brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Tell the doc the boys from A2D sent you. He'll take care of you. Ryan, the outfield play, or lack thereof, is a growing issue for the Phillies. Do you agree or disagree? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, that's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, you can join us there as well. Here's Mr. Eaton. Hello, Noah. How are you?
Hey, I'm well, sir. How are you?
Good. It'd be better if we could separate a little bit here with this game, but we continue to struggle with men in scoring position. In terms of our poll question, the outfield or lack thereof is a growing issue for the Phillies. I'm going to agree. And right now, you only have one consistent outfielder, and that's not usually the word that goes with as a description for Nick Castellanos. Right, yeah. He is usually nothing short of inconsistent, but so far he's been our best outfielder, and he's been our best outfield probably for a couple years now. But he is the only thing consistent out there right now. Your center field combos, who knows what's going on there? Yeah, Johan Rojas inexcusably dropped that ball yesterday. Marsh is at the plate at least is just as putrid as he's ever been against righties and lefties. Kepler's still trying to find his groove, and we've even reverted to try and turn a career infielder into an outfielder.
Well,
and to see how that goes. So I know it's early. We're still 2 weeks into the year, right? So it's not full panic mode for me, but I do have some growing concerns for this outfield and kind of what the path going forward is going to be.
Yeah, I mean to piggyback off what you guys are saying, wasn't Johan Rojas, at least defensively in the outfield, supposed to be that guy when he first joined this ball club?
Yeah,
defensively.
When he came up, yeah.
I mean, never mind the bat, but I mean, when he came up, I mean, as far as his wheels and his glove, and he showed flashes of brilliance with this. But yeah, I mean, you talk about the drop ball last night. Overall, at least recently, he's been quite a disappointment out there. I mean, if he's not going to play a good defensive outfield, then what is he here for? I mean, because he's not going to hit 300, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. He's hitting 444 right now.
Well, okay, thanks. Well, let's see what he does. Let's see how he's hitting in July. All right.
No, I got you.
It's like Greg said, it's early.
Again. So it's early. Like I agree with the principle that like the outfield is underwhelmed early, right?
Yeah.
If I'm looking at just straight box score stats here, like I mean, Brandon Marsh is hitting a $143. Like that's not good enough, and he's
not
your everyday center fielder, right? It's just not good enough. It needs to be better than that. Rojas is 4 for 9 in limited appearances so far. Like we were saying, he made that blunder in the outfield last night. It looked like, Sosa was calling for that ball the whole way, but Rojas is standing right there. You're the center fielder. You got to make that call. Kepler's been fine. And he's been fine. Castellanos has been good, like we said. He's been his approach at the plate has been really, really good. So hopefully we need to have that be there. But yeah, I mean, I saw a stat earlier today. Like, it's not just right now that Marsh has been bad. He's been hitting. I think he's hitting 213 since the All-Star break last year. Like, and he's a guy that he's going to get the opportunity to play every day because of we know what Rojas's deficiencies are at the plate. And I don't know how long you're going to be able to do that. And you got to make a few double play here. Oh, just kidding. 1 out. But you gotta find time. You gotta find a way to get on base. You gotta find a way to make yourself be productive here. Because if you're not productive, there's guys that are down in AAA, AA that are banging on, getting out here. Like
I was waiting for someone to go there. I was waiting for someone to go there.
I don't want to rush anybody up. I really, really don't. But if you got 2 guys playing center field and they're hitting a combined 210, and you got Justin Crawford sitting down in AAA, why not give it a shot? I'm not saying anytime soon, but like if we're in mid to late June, July here, and he's hitting 400 down there, you might force your hand.
Yeah. I don't think Rojas will be hitting 444 in June or July. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Yeah, no, he's 4 for 9 in limited appearances. Just a joke. I get it, but like it's hard to find. It's hard to find things here, right? That it's early. You're 10 games into the season. You're playing your 11th game right now. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. You're playing Atlanta. Like Atlanta's what 2-9, 2-8. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, we know though. By the time you look up at the standings in June or July, it's going to be a 3-team race. All right. I mean, it's going to be us, the Mets, and the Braves. Let's face it. All right. And the bottom line is, in a tight National League East race, you cannot give teams extra outs. You can't be having base running blunders, and you can't have a bullpen that, let's face it, at times has not looked that great. I mean, Jordan Romano, I mean, he's been terrible. I mean, yes, it's early, and who knows, he may turn it around as well. But you need guys that are going to get you outs. And, you just look at the postseason, look at the playoff series with the Mets last October. What cost us? Not being able to manufacture runs because you can't always rely on the 3-run homer. All right. Not being able to play a little small ball, and our bullpen not getting outs. I mean, our starting pitching was fine. Even Taijuan Walker tonight gave you a half decent outing. I mean, 4 and 2/3
He's been
great.
He's been great so far.
Right. I mean,
he's got what 10 and a third shutout.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't give up a run tonight. I mean, he was, look, and I know I'm usually one that's pretty quick to rip him, but I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit. His first 2 outings have been pretty damn good. He did his job, and he gave the Phillies a chance to win. The bullpen has to do their job, and as far as offensively, it's too many runners left in scoring position. Too many blunders out in the field. Look, overall, our record's pretty good, but divisional series, I know we're on the road. You need to win.
3-3. Let's go.
Yeah, but it's just
you want to take 2 out of 3 in Atlanta here. Let's go.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
sure.
you would have loved to stomp on them, especially
of course.
with Sale yesterday not being as good as he was. whereas normally is, right? I mean, Schwarber hit him all over the field yesterday. And that's what I think what makes, if we go back to yesterday and the drop fly ball, right? That was so early. You knew early on too that Sale wasn't his best. And it turned out Wheeler wasn't his best early because Wheeler faltered late. But that's what kind of made yesterday so frustrating is you felt that game was there, right? Even after the blunder, you went up 5-3, right? And you felt like that game was further in the bag than 5-3. And then we do what we do a lot, and we let teams back in it. And ultimately, how it is. Well, what's up, Colin? Colin says, "What's up, boys? Got you guys watching the game? Yeah, we're watching the end of the game. We're 3-3, top 9 here. Who leads off? Top of the lineup, Schwarber.
Yeah, Schwarbs is up.
Yeah, Marshy.
Yeah. But going back to yesterday, right?
What up, Dales?
You knocked Sale out. He went 4 2/3. He gave up 9 hits, 5 earned. Mm-hmm. You didn't have a hit the rest of the game.
Yeah,
you had 2 walks. You didn't do anything against their bullpen, not a thing, and which has been the opposite of what they've done so far this year. They've struggled against starting pitching. They've hit against bullpens. So it's just ironic that you knock up a dude who won the Cy Young last year, and then you don't do anything against the bullpen that has obviously struggled since they'd only won 1 game up until last night. So again, it's early, but you got to be able to. I mean, you tag Chris Sale for 5 runs, you got to win that ball game.
You should win that game.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, Wheels just see with Wheeler, it drives me nuts. He'll 9 times out of 10 when he takes the mound, he'll look great. And every once in a while he'll have that dud where you're shaking your head and like, how did he give up 5 or 6 runs?
Well, you got to remember 3 of them were that play.
Yeah,
3 of them were off of that play because.
Yeah.
Either one of those guys catches that ball, he strikes the next guy out.
Yep, you're out of
Murphy never comes up to the plate.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, can't give teams extra outs.
Yeah, for sure.
No, definitely.
But no, I think that the bullpen is more concerning.
Yeah,
we were kind of talking a little bit about it, like backstage. Just to run through these guys you got in the bullpen, right? Like. The guys that I know that I can count on Matt Strom. I can count on Alvarado. I can semi-count on Orion Kirkring. Outside of that, I'm not really sure. Like you said.
And that semi is being generous, right?
Yeah. Again,
he's still so young.
He's 20. He's 22, 23, something like that, right? Well, he had a little bit of experience last year.
24.
Okay.
Yeah. But still.
Still, he's young. This is his second year, really, of getting actual MLB experience. So,
you don't have any one of these guys that can slam the door in the 9th inning and prove they can do it consistently. Now, some may go. Kirkring could develop into that guy. Certainly,
I absolutely think
down the road. But with Alvarado, he's been great so far. But his control has been an issue in the past. It just go. The bullpen very, very up and down.
Turner
hit a home run.
Did he?
Yeah.
Let's go. I was getting ready to rip the hell out of him too.
Yeah, just got it over the left center fence.
Let's go.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Good. Wish my TV up here would work and I could watch it, but I'm following online.
Daly says, I'm not overly concerned about this team yet. It's April. We're only a few series into the season. Baseball is not always how you start, it's how you finish. Yeah, Dale's absolutely. And then he follows up. He says, I will say losing Hoffman was a huge loss this all season. Phillies needed to get him re-signed.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, I thought he had a pretty good year. Granted, he struggled a little bit in the playoffs, but so did everybody else. Mm-hmm. It would have been nice to have him back, but can't keep everybody.
Yeah, that's just how it works. I wish we could have. I was talking with somebody.
I'd rather have him than Jordan Romano. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was talking with somebody about this yesterday. 2 moves that I think we really could have done, which the Yankees ended up doing, were getting Bellinger and
Devin Williams.
Devin Williams, right? So they've obviously done pretty well starting out with the Yanks. I don't know off the top of my head what they gave up to get them, or whatever it was, but like those were two guys that were on the market that you could have gotten, who maybe not necessarily fill all of your holes, but contribute to fixing them. And I've been a Bellinger guy for a while. Obviously, he was really good in LA, struggled for a bit, then came back, and now he's looking pretty good. Devin Williams, I've always thought was filthy. I think he had a down year last year, but he's been disgusting.
Yeah, when he's healthy. I think he was a little hurt last year.
Yeah, so that would make sense. But like having a guy like that who has experience closing games, and you have him and Alvarado in the back end of your bullpen, like that'd be awesome. Or even like Kenley Jansen was out there. He signed with the Angels. Like I think he'll probably end up being available at the deadline at some point. So like maybe that's a guy you go out and get to help you later. But like he's a guy you could have signed. Like I would have rather had him than Jordan Romano.
Yeah.
So like there were options out there, and again, like it's early. I'm not overly concerned about this stuff, but we need stuff to talk about. So
yeah, I mean the Cubs sent Bellinger to the Yankees for right-handed pitcher Cody Poteet and cash. So essentially nothing.
For nothing. Okay. We could have given him Mick Abel or something. I don't know. I don't even know what that dude was prospect wise. Could have given him a single A guy.
And Milwaukee the Yankees sent Nestor Cortez, Caleb Durbin, and Cash to Milwaukee for Devin Williams.
So Cash, Taijuan Walker, and a prospect for Devin Williams.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So no, but those are two good names that you're right, Ryan. As the off season lingered on and those guys kind of stayed out there, those were names that you're like, yeah, we need to be in on those guys. Even if we didn't end up like trading, actually getting them, we needed to be in on them, right? And I think the biggest miss out of that is Devin Williams, right? Because he was the top target. Phillies went into this offseason knowing that there was a hole there, right? Because you obviously knew from the front office wise, whether we knew it or not, the front office knew they weren't re-signing Jeff Hoffman, right? So you knew you had a hole there. They knew they weren't re-signing Carlos Estevez also. So again, you knew you had a hole there, and these 1 year kind of prove it deals, if you're healthy, kind of low risk, high reward deals that Dombrowski has signed the last few years just didn't work out again. But as we've said, it's early. We know he was kind of quiet on the offseason, so that almost leads me to believe, which I think a lot of us on here agree, that then the trade deadline might be pretty active.
Yep.
Truthfully, it's going to have to be if we're going to end up where we want to be.
Yeah, we'll see. And like we said, right, it's early. We'll see how guys fill in the spots.
Yep.
See how guys fill in the roles. Right, like you brought up, right? Although Joe Ross hasn't pitched a lot, in the bullpens, right? Maybe he fills into a role. I mean, he let up a homer tonight, but
that was a long shot.
In his other outings, he wasn't too bad, right? He wasn't too bad. Jose Ruiz seems to be, although again got touched up a little bit tonight. Hasn't been too bad to start the year, but these guys are going to have to pitch because we can't be off limits to everybody in that bullpen.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you can't throw Alvarado, who's back out there to close this game out. You can't throw Alvarado every night. You can't throw Strom every night.
Yeah,
like they've thrown Romano in 5 of like their first 10 games. I know he struggled. Obviously, I think that may have had something to do with it because again, he's coming off an injury, right? Him trying him out there really, every night can't be helping him. Plus, it's not really giving him a whole lot of confidence. On a brighter side,
we got Alvarado in here for the ninth.
Yeah, he's 0-2 on LBs right now. I think that you can essentially count on Ranger Suarez being in this bullpen at some point.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because we talked a little bit about that on Sunday.
Yeah.
We talked about that Sunday and his versatility.
Yeah. Because he obviously came up as a bullpen guy. We made him into a starter. He's been really successful with that. But with him coming back off an injury, I'm going to assume they're going to try to limit his innings. He's had experience pitching out of the bullpen. He came in, finished the games out in 22 and went to World Series. He closed out the NLCS. So, like, he's got experience doing that. So, and like, he's a guy who can give you 2-3 innings out of the pen, who he's going to throw strikes and he's going to be there because he has that experience. Obviously, we're not looking at that right now, but come September, October, you can probably count on him because they're not going to move. Like, Sanchez isn't going to the bullpen. Nola's not going to the bullpen. Luzardo's not going to the bullpen. So, like, they're only going to have 4 starters in the playoffs. He's probably moving to the pen. Like we kind of talked about a couple weeks ago, Painter will probably end up in the pen. It's like you got bullets you're going to have later, but you're not going to have that till October, September.
Right.
So you need something in the meantime because you're not going to make trades now. There's nobody on the market you're going to be able to get. You got to find a way to piece yourself together until July, which it's a long time. It's a long time.
And I was just having this conversation with another buddy too, because they were so limited in what they did in the offseason. I don't think they're going to panic right away and make trades first month or two in the season, right? I think that would contradict everything they didn't do in the offseason, right? It would sit there and they say, oh, well, we made a mistake. And you might have, right? But you might not have, right? We just got to I think Dombrowski and they're just going to believe that this team is going to find their stroke. And again, we talked about it. They are still 7-3. Right, we are still leading the East right now, but these are these early concerns that you find and you nitpick because this is what we do, right? But yeah, I think Dombrowski is going to trust this group through probably June, and then once we get to the end of June, then trying to start tinkering and see what we do. What did we do? 1 out. There you go. SJM said, "What up, fam?" When Joe Ross came trotting out, I was doing the Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I remember when he came up as a rookie with Washington.
Yeah,
he was getting lit up starting games. So,
and then he gave up that nuke to Riley. Yeah, heart of the Braves lineup. Alvarado needs to stay aggressive, give him that hot stinkies cheese. Oh, nice.
What's that?
Rookie of the Year reference.
Yeah, there you go. Rookie of the
Year.
Year.
Had Little Big League in my head, and I'm like, that's the wrong baseball movie.
Wrong different movie from the early 90s.
So going back to the Ranger and the bullpen, something we talked, like I said, we talked about it on Sunday. Does it concern you, though, throwing another lefty in there? Because then you're going to have Alvarado, Strom, and Ranger. And Ranger's almost going to kind of mimic what Strom gives you because neither of those guys throw overwhelmingly hard.
Maybe a little bit. But I feel like Ranger's probably that guy that if you got to pull somebody early, if it's the 4th, 5th inning, he's going to come in there. He's going to give you 3-4 innings, which he's shown that he can do. Specifically what Topper had him do against Atlanta the last couple of years, where he starts that game, he gets to the lineup 2 times, then he comes out.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm of anybody that I think can go into that pen, I know that he's going to be able to get through the rotate through that lineup one time, and I know he knows how to get guys out.
Sure,
both lefties.
That I agree with. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, having another lefty, the 3 guys you can really count on all being left-handed, that kind of sucks. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rangers, he's proven he can pitch in just about any spot. You know, stardom. I mean, it wouldn't. Yeah, if we're really not able to fix this mess of a bullpen, right? You know, if it continues to show warts, and we're looking at June, July, August here, you know, who knows? Don't be shocked if Rangers closing games for you. I mean, he even closed for us for a little while. So
yeah, and what's funny? It's funny you say that, Noah, because that's kind of where, to me, that's where he goes in my mind. Is he goes to that closer role, and then you push everybody up a spot.
I mean, he's
right. Alvarado's now in the 8th.
Yep.
Turkey's in the 7th, and I think every start this year so far, our starters have gotten into the 5th inning, and I think only Walker today is the only guy that didn't finish the 5th inning.
Correct.
So, I mean, you talk about it, even through the first 10 games of the year, our starting pitching staff is doing exactly what we want and what we've paid them all to do, is get through the 5th, maybe the 6th, We know Knowles is going to get through this or into the 6th. Wheeler normally is going to get into the 6th.
Right.
Luzardo has been great so far. And Sanchez has been good. But we know these guys, for the most part, are going to get into the 6th inning, which then only leaves you 12 outs?
You got to piece together 9 to 12 outs.
Yeah.
Which, again, like it's not hard, but it's the hardest
2
9
outs.
outs of the game.
2 outs.
Yeah.
With that bad, Riley coming up. Right?
Absolutely gassed up Olsen.
Riley coming up, that bastard. I hate it too because I like Riley's. Seems like a good
I
game.
like it. The Braves frustrate me to get off topic. The Braves frustrate me because I like pretty much everybody on their team. Well, I like their main guys. If Ronald Acuna played for anybody else, he would be my favorite player to watch in the league.
Right.
I
completely agree.
Olsen,
I know Tommy and I had this discussion all the time. Like, I hate the Braves because
we'll take it at the ball. We'll take that.
We have to hate them, right? But yeah, most of their guys I love. Like, I love Ozzy Albies. I just love Albies.
That's funny. He's one of the guys I don't like on that team.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't like him very much.
But it's probably because I have him in a fantasy keeper league and I've had him like his entire career.
Oh, too.
Let's go. Let's get this win. Let's bounce back after last night. This would be such a big win.
It's
early though, but like
2 out of 3 is a big lift on the road against a team like Atlanta. I know they're off to a slow start, but they're a 90. I guarantee you, they're a 90-plus win team.
Maybe not this year, but yes.
I'm thinking this year they'll catch fire.
I don't know if you can start 0-7 and win 90 games.
I don't think their starting pitching is good enough. Their lineup is good enough, especially if like when Acuna comes back. And single.
First and third or first second?
First and third. Yeah.
Oh.
Because they pulled Ozuna for somebody.
Fairchild. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. All right. First and third. That just got past Trey. That's annoying. But yeah, I mean the Braves will be there. They're a good team. I don't really know what else to say about that, but
we have that discussion all the time. The Phillies are going to win that game. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn your notifications on, share the show, bring some people in. Let's talk some Phils. Let's get a Phils dub here. Let's go. Let's close this out. First and third, 2 outs. Sean Murphy up. What up, Tom?
Was that Ozuna who hit that?
No, it was Riley.
It was Riley. Lay out for the baseball.
No, that was
it was Riley.
Yeah, Riley just hit that.
Lay out for the baseball, Trey.
Yeah, you got to knock that down.
Yeah, at least keep it in the infield, Christ.
101.
All right, this guy.
Murphy beats us here.
Tom's out.
We might get overreaction coming.
Okay.
Let's do it.
1-1.
What up, Pove?
Hi, baby.
SJM, come on, Jose. Close
Fill
the
her
door.
up. Fill her up, Jose.
This might be his last batter. Go get him. Come on.
Fill her up.
Ranger coming out of the pen mixed with Painter possibly in July. Sounds solid in theory. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
What's up, Molly? What up, brother?
Well,
yeah, it's definitely a way to limit his innings, right, and limit his pitches and whatnot, right? So maybe give him a couple starts just to welcome him, and then, hey, how you doing? Get to the pen. We need a hunter coming out in the 9th inning. Oh. I'm actually going to he's starting here in Clearwater on Friday. I'm going to the game.
Is he?
I'm going to make the trip over to see it.
Yeah, tell him I said hi.
I will. Be like, yo, Tommy says hi.
I
Tommy
know.
from combat.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna remember shoving.
I know it's later in his career, but didn't John Smoltz late in his career he switched to the pen and ended up closing games for the Braves?
Yeah,
He did.
And did a pretty damn good job of it, from what I remember.
Ring that mother effing bell. Let's go.
Let's go, Jose. Good boy. All right, that's a good win right there. It's a good win.
You guys everybody's ahead of me. Let's go. Great pitch. I don't know how you.
Gotta get YouTube
Come on,
TV,
Tom.
Tommy.
You're used to that.
YouTube TV. I'm usually behind everybody else, man. I don't know how you're behind me.
This is ridiculous. $300 a month, and I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here in a goddamn time machine. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is what I get. This is my life.
No, to your point. Yeah, Smoltz did it late in his career, but there's a bunch of guys that did it early in their career. You think of Wainwright. Who else did we? There was a couple other guys that we brought up on
I think
Sunday.
Chris Carpenter did it a little bit.
Yeah, Carpenter's definitely done it.
Great win tonight. Great win.
Yeah, definitely, Tom.
Needed it.
Yeah.
You go down.
Need another one tomorrow. I want 2 out of 3 here.
You go down 2-1. Bryce hits that home run. First one he's hit since
that was nice.
Nice home run there. Trey hits a leader in the 9th. Alvarado shuts the door after, getting our heart rates up a little bit. So
let's go, Colin. Big win, absolutely.
And give Taijuan Walker credit again, man.
For sure, Tom.
He's been really good.
The 5th starter, dude. You're just trying to get him to 5, hopefully, right, and just keep you in a ball game. And 5 hits, no runs. I mean, we'll sign up for that all day. I mean, way too many. 3 walks is egregious, but
yeah.
And he was in. He probably was in a little bit of trouble because I didn't see him throw, but box score wise, he competed. Right.
He wasn't in a terrible amount of trouble. I mean, maybe a base runner here and there, within the couple innings. I think at one time he did have second, third, 2 outs, and that's where he got Riley to pop up for that foul ball. But then next time Riley came up, he was out of the game. He was out at that point. But yeah, Tommy, right before you came on, we were just talking. Taijuan's the only starter right now that did not get through the 5th inning.
Okay.
He got pulled into 5th, right? But all our starters so far this year have gotten through the 5th inning, which helps this bullpen as we're starting to figure out what are these roles, right? We have some question marks in this bullpen, but if you only got to get 12 outs, 9 outs, it helps limit who you have to go to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And Dale says the same thing. Another solid start by Walker. It wasn't spectacular, but good enough to keep them in it. I mean, yeah, no runs through this lineup. Through 4 2/3, I'll take it.
No, yeah, absolutely. Good job. Again, it's the only thing there is his pitch count. He threw 95 pitches. He was like five strikes to 4 balls. Yeah. So you got to throw a few more strikes in there.
I'm just glad he kept us in the game. I mean,
again,
my expectations of Walker are very low.
You're 2-0 and Taijuan Walker starts.
Yeah,
how
we'll take it.
When I was ripping him 2 weeks ago about how the hell was this dude still on the roster, I'm like, all right, he hasn't allowed to run yet. Sick. Let's go, dude. Good for you. Maybe he heard me and took it personally.
Yeah, I sure hope the message sticks. They're gonna need to get some sort of innings out of him. So
because he's another guy, right? We talked how Romano was pretty decent in the spring. Walker was terrible in the spring, and now coming in,
absolutely.
I saw his post start. I saw his bookend starts. Terrible for me, but he was putrid in the spring, and now coming through, he manned up, he pro'd up, he's doing what a pro does.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Credit to Trey Turner too. Big swing,
huge swing. Because I was getting ready to rip the shit out of him.
Huge swing by Trey.
Love it.
Tommy was saying earlier he's going to rip into Bryce, and he hit a home run tonight. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
there's a method to the madness. You know what I mean?
$300 million guys played like $300 million guys.
I don't expect you to play like that nightly over 162.
Right.
But I expect
once in a while it would be nice.
No, I expect half the games you're showing up in a big way in some fashion. I'm not asking a lot. I'm not asking you to hit 81 homers, but I'm asking you to hit 35. If we're not expecting Bryce Harper to hit 35 homers, then what are we doing at the first base position? Because that means you have no power in your 2 corner spots. They're power positions. So, I'm not saying everybody's got to hit home runs. That's not the type of hitter I want to create either, right? I want to create contact hitters, but power guys are power guys.
You need it somewhere.
Yeah, at this level, power guys got to do what power guys do. I can't just rely on Schwarber to hit me 40 when I'm going to juggle them around I'm going to spin them around like a damn yo-yo, or a spinny top, right? I can't expect that. I'm not the biggest guy in the consistency on a daily basis, but when I think about my 1 hole or my 2 hole, and they're 8-3, and nobody's going to sit here and bitch and moan, but that's something I talked about. I would let it go for a little bit. But that's something over the next month. You gotta finish it off. You gotta decide how you're going about the rest of your season. Because that's the one thing I won't agree with 2 months from now, right? You get in the dog days. Guys need to know where they're at.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm with you fully because I thought we were getting trained to lead off hole, and we obviously face a lot more righties than lefties throughout the season, right? So if you juggle this,
they tease you with it.
They did. Mm-hmm. They tease you with it because now we're only going to see him against lefties, and I get it. I get that game that Robbie plays because he's played it before. But like, what are we doing here? Like, then we know how this first start ends. Like, we know how Schwarber leading off ends, regardless of how many games we've won, regardless of what his numbers look like. We know at the end of the day how it ends. So far in his career here, we don't know how that other side ends, and who knows, right? Maybe it busts Trey open. Maybe it busts the whole lineup open. I don't know that moving him at one spot, but again, that's the whole point. We don't know. And now we're still sitting here juggling. And fine, you want to start the year, like you said, Tom, you want to start the year, keep these guys somewhat in a groove of where they used to be, fine. But sooner or later, either Schwarber's the leadoff guy or Turner's the leadoff guy. We can't keep juggling this every night.
Yeah.
All that being said, we're
agree. Again, like we're complaining about nothing. Like we're complaining about like logical things, but like they have these issues, and the fact that like these are our issues, most teams would beg for these to be their issues. So
this is the whole point that we don't know. Okay, and as coaches, let's feel the damn room for a minute here. All right, you know what I mean? Let's feel the room. We don't know the conversations in house. Right. We don't know if these two guys are totally cool with it. We don't know if Bryce is totally. I'm going to venture to guess the manager, Rob Thompson, that I think I know. These conversations were at. And if his guys that are vets aren't comfortable with it or have an issue with it, it wouldn't be getting done. So there's two ways to look at it. There's two ways. There's a way to like, wow, we got to get it. We got to, it's got to be clear, right? Which I'm not saying I disagree with. But I disagree with it if the players are okay with the method. Yeah, because that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all that matters. If my players are good, then we're good. What else do we got to do here?
As Sam says, listen, I know the headline is always the leadoff hitter, but I can't freaking stand Bowman the 4th spot at all. Right now he's struggling.
Who else you put in there?
What?
You move Cassie up? And then
you move Cassie up, I think he sees different pitches.
Exactly. And he's not hitting 308 anymore. He's hitting 260.
Yeah.
He's seen a lot more breaking balls in the 30s.
No, absolutely. And you would think, in a contract year hitting behind Harper that Bohm would be in a perfect spot just to mash fastballs, right? And get pitches to hit. But I think since opening day when he hit that double, I don't think he's had a hit with runners in scoring position since. That's not good, especially out of your 5-hole.
He's had 3 RBIs the whole season so far.
Yeah, he's got a negative WAR at the moment. He's got a negative .4 WAR at least. Yeah,
to go with his 200 batting average. I mean, I know it's early, but I mean,
I don't know if that includes tonight or not.
Need that to come up a bit.
So. Not great.
No.
Yeah, not in a contract year. You're looking for a contract either from the Phillies or from somebody else.
He's now batting $178 because he went
0 for 5.
0 for 5. Woo! Arrow guy tonight. That's not good. It's not good.
No, can't say that it is.
Because he struggled second half last year and he's brought it in now. Maybe he's I don't know. Spin zone here. Maybe we're going to save all of our doubles for the second half because last year we had all of our doubles in the first half. But I don't know. He's got to figure it out. That's bad. That's not good at all.
Yeah, I don't know if it includes tonight's game, but since the All-Star break last year, he's hitting 251, 48 hits, 4 home runs, and 27 RBIs in 49 games played. Like I said, I don't know if that includes tonight. I doubt it does.
Yeah, because looking at ESPN right now, his average after tonight's game 178, 196 OPP, 200 slugging, which is the only that's by far the worst on the team.
Yeah,
Marsh is at 250. So.
Listen, He's 45 at bats into his year.
Yeah.
He's 10 games into the season for him. It's not ideal, right? But we always talk about it. Slow starters, fast starters, it changes up some years. Guys are going to get to their numbers, right? And that's a guy that I believe will get to his numbers, whatever they may be, right? 280 guy, 35 doubles. I just believe he'll get there, right? I don't know the mental side with him, right? Like this is where I think some of the trade conversations can mess with a guy's head.
What up, Chucks?
Struggle at the end of last year can mess with a guy's head. Well, we don't want all three Philly teams.
Yeah, we only won one though.
It's not a good thing, Chucks. We need the Sixers and the Flyers to lose. I don't know if the Flyers are out there putting up football scores.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on around here.
Getting 2-point conversions and everything.
Calm down. But I'm not done on him. I'm not. He can't figure it out. I mean, 4 Ks is not ideal. not seeing the ball well tonight, huh, babe?
At least he saw some pitches.
That too. I think being where he's at in the lineup is messing him
3
up.
strikes and you're out, right?
You think so?
Absolutely.
I think it could be, yeah.
Because I think he's just expecting. He's expecting cookies and he's not getting them. You can tell. Like, you can tell. He's expecting stuff. That's why he's swinging at bad pitches early in counts. He's getting himself out half the time. We talk about it all the time. Most hitters will get themselves out. It's easy. I'd rather be a pitcher.
Yeah.
Because if I live in the zone, more times than not, I'll have success. Unless I got a flatty. You know what I mean? Unless my thing just goes. If I live in the zone, I'll have success. So I think that's what we're seeing from him is he's expecting sometimes in the position he's hitting in with what's around him that he's going to get the fastball early or he's going to get a pitch to hit early. And he's getting himself out half the time. And then the other half the time, he's just not seeing it well. But that's my take on him.
Yeah,
right, wrong,
makes
or
sense.
different. Because these guys These guys are guessers. Some of these guys guess too much. I say it all the time. Stop guessing. Guessing's stupid. If I'm living middle, if I'm thinking middle, what do I need to guess for? What am I guessing? If I'm thinking I got to jack something all day, I get in guess mode.
Right. You try and ambush something.
You're trying to ambush. You stop ambushing, Alec. Go have your swing. This is where, I love Kevin Martin. I'd probably take his job too. Go beat who the hitter you are. Who's trying to make you something you're not? Because you're batting the 4-hole. You got to lose baseballs? No, you're batting the 4-hole because of the way our lineup's constructed, and the game isn't built like it was in 2008. So at the end of the day, stop trying to do too much. What do we say all the time? We've done it. You've done it long enough.
Yeah.
Ryan's done it long enough. We say it all the time. Stop trying to do so much. This creates power. Catch it. Easier said than done. I'm not Barry Bonds. I'm just saying, stop trying to jack the world.
And it's funny, too.
Long rant again, but that's his issue.
No, you know what he needs? He needs a squibber down the first baseline that just stops and he gets a base hit. That's what he needs. He needs one of those Texas Leaguer bullshit hits, and he'll be fine.
Or he just needs a double the other way.
Yeah.
He needs to make consistent contact, fellas.
4 Ks. I mean, we can't even talk about doubles because we're not even.
Can't touch baseball right now.
Can't touch finding wood.
Bat has to meet ball.
Maybe he needs
too.
Would you stop it? Hold the hell on. Hold the hell on. All right. Would you stop it, SJM? You're my guy.
He does say that comparison might be drastic.
Might
it's
be.
Early.
Are we okay? Can we not put this kind of juju?
The 2 cent down, Lord.
All right, this is the biggest loser in sports history. The biggest pussycat you'll ever run into on a basketball court. Maybe in all sports. Ben Simmons. Okay? Markel Fultz doesn't matter. But Ben Simmons matters in don't compare him to anything. There's no comparison with I'll make this clear. There is zero comparison in maybe sports history to Ben Simmons. Which is actually disgusting for us as Sixers fans. Name a guy more disgusting.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Not real sure about that one.
We had a producer.
What was
We
that?
had like a producer.
We got someone backstage.
You got someone on the ones and twos?
Yeah.
on the sound drops, sound bites.
Trying to catch a few highlights, and somehow the mute button stopped working.
Well, for real, I'm glad you didn't. You would have been stressed out in fourth.
Yeah, you've been sweating
and
that.
First and third, you're dripping. Who's throwing tomorrow?
It's Luzardo Schwellenbach.
Schwellenbach's good too.
That boy's name barely fits in his jersey.
It does.
Go get a money line.
Saltalamacchia.
There you go. All the way around. Yeah, I love that.
The Saltalamacchia.
Yeah, love that.
Go get a money line. Go get a money line tomorrow.
What's up, Bryce? Good win for sure.
Is that an afternoon game tomorrow?
No, 7:15, another night game.
Nate, shut your mouth, Nate. All right.
Do we know Nate?
This guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah, we know Nate.
Okay.
Nate doesn't know anything. He's a Cardinals Bucks fan. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I mean,
he already said go Cards.
Yeah, you want to talk about geographically a geographical moron, a geographical sports moron. Yeah, I mean, I love you to death, Nate. A geographical sports moron is what we're dealing with here. You can't be all over the country. Are you kidding me?
I'm so happy he's not my assistant coach this year. So happy.
I mean, it's not. Now you're going.
What up, Peter?
Far. Yeah, I mean, you went.
I don't think so, man. I like my assistant coach now a lot more than I like Nate.
Well, you guys are just changing up who your assistant coaches are, right? I mean, you and Jeff, you guys should just be director of teams. You guys are just moving coaches around like we're playing cards. You know what I mean?
I've had my same assistant coach for both my teams since January. I don't know what we're talking about here.
You did. That's my guy. You're in good hands, I should say. You know, I mean, you're in good.
He's in good hands. He's in good hands.
Good neighbors. No, that's State Farm.
That's a good staff. If you got a problem with that staff,
attaboy, Jake from State Farm.
Check yourself.
Yeah, get him over here. I'll fix him up. Me and Tommy will fix him up. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Oh. So listen, sometimes I just type shit out.
Fred McGriff going to show up too, like he did in that Demansky grill video.
Swing it around, Freddie. That's impossible. I just freaking tore my elbow. SM says, listen, sometimes I type shit out and it sounds good in my head. Then Tom reads it out loud. And
bring up that reach. Bring up that Nate thing. Bring up that Nate thing you just put in there, please. Please bring that up. Hey, you may have constructed that roster. I won them 3 championships last year. They were under 500 in the fall before I was there. We won 3 championships.
You guys also are in the first inning versus us. So, you know what I mean? You guys want to sit here
and
talk about wins and losses and talk about what?
His kid's still pitching right now on that first inning.
He's still on the mound. He's still on the mound in Central Jersey somewhere.
It's his kid.
He's still on the mound in Central Jersey because you guys, as a staff, made a poor decision. That's a terrible decision staff-wise to throw him in a game where you know he's going to choke the life out of the baseball. We were literally take a strike. We were in a take a strike mode. Are you kidding me? In 14U baseball, we're taking a strike. What are we talking about? Right? And he was all over the map because he was trying to do too much, just to our point. When you try to do too much in this game, you grip it a little too tight. And he's a great arm. I'm not gonna lie to you. If he was in the zone, he would have had success. No question about it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I should have threw Pat, Nate.
You guys are talking about win percentages. You know what I mean?
Through Pat. They can't hit lefties.
Well, at that point, we weren't hitting anybody.
Yeah, so I should have threw Pat. The dude only throws strikes.
I mean, we had 30 wins. We had 30 wins because we picked it and threw it. You know what I'm saying? Like we did the little things, and that's why we won a ton of games. But we weren't. You guys shit all over yourself.
No, we did. Again,
we allowed teams to just you know what? You go mess up.
We'd already won 4 games that weekend. Maybe we had to play your ass.
Oh my God! It's all about long weekends.
What's up, Brad?
You had your horse. He just came out like a pony. That's what happened.
Yeah, whatever. It's all right.
I love Braden, Nate. You know, I'm just kidding.
I can't wait to see him die.
He's a little pony-ish. He's still young. He's a little pony-ish. He's still young. Look at my guy. Another guy. Joey. Oh. Thoughts about not being allowed to swing at breaking balls until 2 strikes. I mean, that's a given.
God.
That's a given. Why you looking
to tell major leaguers though?
I mean, it depends the type of hitter you are. Like me, I'll wear your off speed out. I was different as a lefty. I'll wear you right. You come at me with your off speed right now at 42. I will wear the field out of Pennzoil. It'll get ugly. You think, is this guy really still getting hits at 42? Because I will wear that 5.5 hole out on you all day if you want to spin and you want to change up. Fastball, we'll see. But those things is
we'll make that happen in July when it's warm out, Tom. All right, you versus me. We'll make it happen.
I love it. Let me get some. I'm gonna go lay on the ground flat right now, just so I can get my back right. You know what I mean? No, Greg, they might know where I'm at. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's bad when the kids tell you tonight, like, Coach Tom, you really want to take a swing?
It's been a rough.
I don't want you to
been a rough few months.
I don't want you to hurt your back.
I was trying to tell them this: when they swing, the plate's your mirror. See the plate.
Yeah.
Do this,
Tommy.
Like, if I can do it at 42, you guys can keep your eyes down, please. Okay.
Hey, Tommy, you ever take prednisone?
No. I don't know.
It's like a steroid for pain. It's like a steroid.
Sign me up. Love to get a little.
But what?
Get a little
They'll only give you like a week, 6-day cycle of it. It takes 6 pills the first day, and then you get weaned off of it. Man, by the time you come off of it, you're feeling it again. It's quite a bit of pain.
This is amazing, man. Like, where are we going? This is amazing. We're talking about prednisone. We're talking about a goddamn 14U game in the fall. Right? We're talking about winning percentages.
Well, what do you want? It's April. We have to have something to talk about.
I sent you the game changer
our
screen
Eagles
recording.
Don't pick until last in the fucking draft.
I sent you screen recordings, literally, of a ton of wins. Since 2020. So I might send it to Ryan right now. All right.
I don't need to see your wins, man. It's fine. It's all right.
I might post it. I might post it on Facebook right now as a reel. You know what I mean? Just say, oops. Okay. Last week you were walking. Yeah, I was walking around. Like, no, Kane. That was.
Yeah, Joey, there it is. Let's go.
That was cousin
Bring
Mike.
Him back.
That was cousin Mike.
Bring him back. Bring back guys hitting 70 bombs a year. I love it. Bring it back.
Everybody dies when they're 50, but we'll get the long ball.
Hey, Bohm could use
everybody.
Cam
Cavinetti.
Hey,
the Cam.
Well, again, I mean, McGuire and Sosa, they're still above ground. What are they? 60 now?
Well, it is
probably.
Yeah.
Listen, baseball, and I don't think you realize this till you're older. Like, even big leaguers might not even realize this until they get deeper in their career, right? Even though it's said to you a bunch, but unless you're like, and what can I use as an example? And unless you're this remote, they can't do anything. Okay, as long as you're this remote, not this remote, it is really 90% mental. And I'll say that the Joey who's still playing baseball. That's what this game is. Don't forget what this game is if you have talent. Give everybody a little pep talk. If you have talent, it comes between your ears then. Can you handle the adversity? Can you handle the failures? It goes at every level. Can you handle that? Because that's not setting you up to go play pro ball, or if you're playing pro ball, great. But it's not setting you up for that. It's like there's no sport where you can go out and fail more times than you succeed and be successful.
Yeah.
And I don't think enough people realize that. And people in the moment don't realize it. Kids don't, college guys don't half the time, and probably pro guys don't. But it really is truly the less you do, the less you try to do. And it's like the catchphrases, all this shit, but it is keep it simple, man.
Yeah.
But we ain't curing cancer. We're hitting a baseball. In calculus. So, and I think that's what big leaguers get themselves into trouble with all the time.
Sure.
All the time. Swing out of their shoes, try to drive baseballs, and you get yourself in trouble. Alec Bohm. You get yourself in trouble because Sweep said it all the time. You try to get out of quicksand too fast, you sink even more. Right. And that's a great line. And I love using that one. And, obviously we're giving them the credit, the copyright. All right, on it. Uncle Sweeps, but it's so true because guys panic to get out. As hitters, you panic to get out of that. Whoa. Relax. Relax.
Yeah, definitely.
If you go up there saying, I got to get a hit, Alec Bohm, you're not going to get a hit. You're just not. This game is weird. I can't explain it. I wish I knew what I knew now when I played. And that's why I tell players, you got the talent. We got the knowledge. Please take it. Please take it while you can. Please. We're begging you. Same thing for big leaguers. Listen, you're 31 years old. You're not 40-something. Nobody can say they mastered this game here. Nobody can say that. And if somebody tells you that they know everything, run. Run. Ain't nobody in this game knows everything, and that's big league coaches on down.
Yeah.
If you're not, and players, if you're not constantly trying to learn and learn more and get more information,
then you regress.
And keep this game simple in your knowledge of what you're, obtaining. But big league, we talk about this all the time. Big league guys, good luck.
Yeah.
Baseball is probably the most mental game out there. You just need to put a big game behind you.
Oh, for sure.
It's the saying I use all the time. If I had a time machine, I'm Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
I'm Elon Musk. Right? If I had time machines, I got their stupid money. Right? I'm me, but I got their stupid money. We don't have that. We have the next opportunity. How can we fix what I did yesterday, but not overthink about what happened yesterday? How quick am I able to flush it? How quick am I able to, so what? So what? There's another play or another pitch. So what? Alec Bohm needs to figure that out.
For sure.
And dude, it's part of the growth. The guy cares. Me and Ryan talked about this earlier. I don't care. I care about it. A younger player throwing their helmet and stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. Talking about a pro. We beg guys to care.
Yeah.
In this city, we beg guys to show emotion.
Buckets was looking for Flair last week.
Yeah.
Buckets is an idiot. And then where's he at?
Yeah, where is he tonight?
Looking for Flair.
Yeah, no, he's probably at the slots.
Oh, I wish I was there.
Me too. Me
Good,
too.
good.
I want a Nerfy parlay today.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love sweating 6 outs. That's so fun.
Yeah. It's good. Lost the second one. Won the first one, though.
Yeah, Brad, Luzardo tomorrow. Luzardo Schwellenbach
It's a good matchup.
in a getaway game. 7:15, not a day game.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Nailed it, Nate. That's why you help Ryan win a lot of games. Most important
Nate was
player
standing
is the
out there
next
with
one.
a game changer. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
What up, Sammy? It's my guy. I love Sam.
What up, Sam?
Big win, brother. Big
For
win.
sure.
I'll be there next Wednesday. I'll be at the game next Wednesday. Let's go. Me and Cass. Me and
Nice.
Cass and the 14U boys. So
There you go.
Oh, you're all going? Damn, where's
yeah,
Ryan?
we do one once a year. I tell you guys got to do these things. Let's get to team bonding. And it's a fundraiser. It's a no-brainer. You get Phillies game, everybody gets a couple bucks. It's
This
a
is a good
no-brainer.
one. Bucket sit on a stool at the slots next to a Swamp Thing ripping Virginia Slims.
Oh,
There you go.
sign me up.
Sounds
I
about right.
love it.
That's
You know you're having a good time then. Nice. You're going there. Like I said, I'm going to the Clearwater on Friday to see Painter.
Like this Friday?
Yeah, like in 2 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it Painter or Ranger?
Painter. Ranger
Painter.
goes Thursday.
If anybody needs me, I'll be.
I heard that Ranger was going.
Yeah, Ranger goes
That's good.
Thursday, Painter Friday. And of course they're doing fireworks on Saturday, right? Come on. I don't need a
Go
free
back.
concert. I don't
Go
need a
back.
free concert. I want fireworks for it. So much better.
Swing on back. What do you got to do? What do you got to do? A couple clips?
I'm going to Coco. I'm going to Coco. Going to Coco
Cocoa
Beach on
Beach?
Saturday. Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. Living the high life. You're unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, I get jealous of you sometimes. It's just
Got to get the clips in though. Someone's got to do clips.
yeah, Brad. We need Luzardo to absolutely be in the zone tomorrow.
Yeah.
He was electric his last time out. I mean, I think that's the guy we were expecting to get, right? For sure.
Yeah, I mean he's
He's been good.
What,
He's been really good.
21 Ks in his 2 starts, right? 11 and 10. something like that. Double-digit Ks in his first 2 starts.
21 for anybody counting at home.
I'm not good at math. We know this.
You're the best. You say 22, and you're like 10 and 11.
Yeah, he's already. Let's see.
I got to order my education. I figured that one out quick.
Yeah, he's got
that's my Triton education.
Right. I was going to say, it's like I had a run at me, babe. I couldn't run. I couldn't run from Triton any faster. I mean, I said, look at Greg. This isn't good. He can't even Google.
Math major Greg.
Can't Google at ages.
19 to 4 K to walk ratio. He's only given up 7 hits in 12 innings, 2 runs.
What's his earned run average? It's
1.5.
Yeah, he's getting hit around tomorrow. You want to write down somewhere?
Yeah, hang on. Let's look it up.
Write down.
Give him a no. He's going to throw a no.
Oh my God!
I'm sure he's got 10 starts against the Braves.
Come on, he's got no stuff. Let's go.
Was he ever gone?
3-3 and 7 starts against the Braves with a 4.29, 47 Ks.
I mean, he's batting 280.
5 runs a month.
Yeah,
280. I know the power's not there, Elena, but I'll take the 280 and let the power come. But we do need a power surge from him for sure. We do need it.
He's in it. I mean, I think she's more commenting because I said I was coming hot at him tonight, and then he home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I got an issue when you don't want to lose baseballs, and I got problems. So no, I mean, like I expect greatness. I'm sorry for holding guys to a damn standard around here because there ain't enough of it. There ain't enough guys that are pushing guys. All right, and they hear me. I don't know how they do it, but somebody's listening.
They do.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Everything we say, it's like JT struggle. He stinks. Bang, 3-hit game. So I'm gonna need JT to wake up. But
yeah,
I might just start calling everybody out. But like I need Bryce to hit 40. Like we're not holding Bryce Harper to his standard if we're not expecting an MVP caliber year. Then we just had the posters, right? We got a lot of socks laying around that are crusty as hell, and that's how we're living our life. I'm not gonna live my life as a poster boy, right? I say that for Wilson and Greg, right? I'm gonna live my life by calling it how it is. And when I go get a franchise changer, which he absolutely did for our franchise, you got to carry and go win one. And if you don't, you don't. But that tarnishes the legacy, especially when you have the team to do it.
What did Andy McPhail say? What was that quote a few years? This was before he got exited out of town. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. I think somebody asked him. It might have been back in 2019 or 18 or what was it? 19 or 20, whatever it was. Ask him what's the team's chances of making the postseason, and that was his fucking answer.
Yeah,
we do. If we don't, we don't. Well, yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Funny.
Dynamite drop in.
Yeah. he really sounded like he gave a fuck.
Yeah, that was the guy running our front office for a couple of years.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Let's try to just ignore the dreck that was the 10 years in between the 2011 and when we made the playoffs again. Let's just ignore all of that.
Yeah.
Be nice to.
Yeah.
Definitely be nice to.
Be nice to have a parade in October or early November.
Would be.
Wouldn't hate that. Be a great birthday present like the first one.
Yeah.
That'd be real fun. But again, we got to go back to what we were talking about earlier with, bullpen depth, getting another bat, preferably in center field, or at least seeing something out of those guys.
Yeah. Tom, you missed the poll question. If you want to answer it real quick, the outfield play or lack thereof is a growing issue for the Phillies. Do you agree or disagree?
Johan Rojas would have to walk home from Truist Park last night. I mean, you want to talk about egregious. You want to talk about wreck shit with me. Like, the fact of the matter is, go catch the ball. You didn't communicate, and he stood there and the ball landed literally. It hit your belt. It hit your belt. I thought it hit his belt.
Last minute,
where's your glove at?
You could have just thrown it out.
Yeah, throw your glove out. Are we okay? What are we talking about? Walk home. You can walk the AAA. Walk the AAA. I got 0 time for that kind of crap. Zero time for not communicating on the baseball field at any level. Knock it off. Knock it off. And you're looking at Armando. Shut up. You get a AAA, here you go. He's not even that. I love the, he said, shut up. Because he's fast. It's about breaks on balls. You don't got to be the quickest guy in the world. You got to have great first step. You got to get great reads. God damn it. He's going to run. Hey, you go fast. Stinks. I don't know why anybody ever thought he was good. Stinks. He'll go.
That's a long walk to Allentown.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm trying to make him walk it out. Maybe he'll catch something now. All right? Maybe you'll have effort. That was like Ricky Waters for the guys to go back. For who? For what? For who? For what? Johan. For who? For what? Where's Johan from? Where's he originally from? I'll send him back there.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll just say,
go play winter ball.
I guess
see you later.
He was in Dominican.
I don't know.
Go back and play winter ball in the spring. You're gone. See ya. Loser. Yeah, just zero effort. I hate zero effort. Damn game built around energy and effort, and you're just gonna let the ball drop.
Yeah,
that was a weird thing because, like you said, like
you
stood a chance. You stood a chance. Like it literally landed at your feet. Like throw the glove out.
Yeah.
I didn't even answer the poll. I just went on a freaking tirade.
No, I mean you essentially
did.
You said,
we'll put you in the agree. I think you're in the agree category there, Tom.
Okay, good.
I feel like you yelling about Johan Rojas.
Yeah, I think you have a few concerns about what is getting run out there.
I was more concerned with the fact that Marsh is hitting 215 since last All-Star break.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah,
you know what's funny is I'm talking about posters and Harper, and then right behind Ryan's head, I didn't even see it. Yeah,
that was a Christmas gift a couple years ago.
That's a great picture. It's a great picture.
It's phenomenal.
Man, it's not above your bed. Let's be clear.
No, it's
above your bed. Things start to happen. Right? That's where I draw the line.
Oh man,
Rojas doing his best. Roger Dorn. Olay bullshit.
Now Trey.
What is Bryce Harper wearing?
Today.
What is he wearing?
What is he going through his morning routine?
What do you got?
Rocky shirt on.
All right. He's doing his pandering thing, man. He hit a home run tonight. You know, they won the ball.
Yeah.
Boy, Trey give us the lead. He's doing his pandering shit. Let's go. Come on.
Start.
All about it.
You know what I mean? What a specimen.
Yeah.
What a specimen of a human being. I can see why the posters go above the bed sometimes. You know what I mean? Just to be fair to our guys out there that, a little 6 at midnight when they lay down. Remember our show Morning Wood?
Yeah.
Similar.
It only lasts a couple weeks because.
Well, that's Wilson. He shows up.
I said it. I was getting there.
No, I didn't even need you to. I didn't even want you to because I'll personally attack him all the time. All right. You want to talk about zero effort and energy. Just look at Brian Wilson, everybody. Agree, disagree. Sunday nights. He's clueless. He's a moron. No, he's not a moron. That's why you can call people morons. You can only call somebody a moron that's really not a moron. You know what I mean? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Respectful.
If you say it in a certain way, there's some people out there that I've called morons that are actually morons. But for most of the time, yeah. Nate's a moron, but he's also a moron.
Well documented.
He's both.
Well documented. Harper's hair alone is worthy of a bet, but yeah, I mean, listen.
Yeah, fair. Very fair.
I would wear his face. Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you look at him, you're like, oh my God. Martian, we won, baby.
What up,
the sad thing, everybody else did too in terms of Philly sports. So I don't know what we're doing right here. I don't know what the Sixers are getting cute.
Well, they played the worst team in the league tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Washington wasn't winning, and they've locked in the 5 seed. They can't go any higher.
Okay, then good win.
Yeah, they've locked in the 5 seed. Because even if they win the next 2 games, we own the tiebreaker against the Nets. Sorry, I didn't know.
Lottery sim of the day up to 2.
I've gotten 2 and 3 like 6 times.
Nice. Okay, good.
That gets a little morning wood.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There she comes. Hello. Good to have you. No Diddy, Martian. Oh, hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, you loser. I would have fired Mike Malone the second he said, call me Michael. The second you say, call me Michael, we have an exit interview. You understand? And the exit interview is bring all your stuff into the office. We're done here. We need your key card. All right.
Coach wants to see you. Bring your playbook.
Who says that? Imagine like if I said out loud, like literally, I could punch myself square in the dick for even like making this comment. Like, oh, call me Thomas, not Tom. What? What? What kind of loser are you? What kind of moron are you? What are you doing, dude? He's a creep.
I think the only exception for that of like names that have nicknames that kind of sound childish is like James. I like James over Jimmy. Everything else I want to call somebody by like a nickname.
Yeah, I love nicknames.
Yeah.
But Michael doesn't.
No, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Michael Jackson didn't make you call him Michael, though. It wasn't like SM. It wasn't, you know what I mean? He didn't like go out of his way to be like, oh, on live TV. Hey,
Call me Michael.
This was live. This is a woman reporter saying, hey, Mike, this is Mike, we got Mike Malone here. Oh, before he asks me any questions, it's Mike. What? I would have smacked this thing off your freaking face. I would have smacked the microphone right up your forehead. Are you okay, Michael? You loser? Are we okay? What is wrong with people? This world is crazy. I don't know how the guy keeps a job after that. Like, as an owner, I'm like, whoa. I don't care how good of a job. I got the best player in the world. I can bring anybody in. I mean, I don't need Michael. Guy's going to correct me when I'm signing his check. Oh, not Mike. Make sure you write Michael, please. Loser.
The bank might not take it if.
Oh, he did something inappropriate for sure. He's an inappropriate. I can just sniff it.
So is that why I didn't exactly follow. I'm assuming he wasn't exactly fired because of the team's performance on the court. It was more the
who knows what happened because
antics off of it.
You don't fire a guy 3 games before the end of the season if things are going well.
Yeah,
behind the scenes and the GM as well.
Messed up. Oh yeah, something's messed up.
So something's going on.
Wow.
And it was probably player related, right? We always talk about how, especially in today's NBA, how the players run the teams in the league. So Jokic and Jamal Murray were probably like, "Yeah, can we get this guy out of here?"
Yeah.
Hey, what we call Michael.
Yeah. There you go. Well, for what it's worth, they're up 5 against Sacramento. 7 right now. They're playing about to go in the second half. What's Jokic got? Let's look. Jokic is he's only got 6, 3, and 2.
So then after the Sixers fire Nick Nurse,
I don't think that's going to happen.
You think Nick Nurse ends up in Denver?
No, I don't think they're going to fire him. I think if they were going to fire him, they'd already done it.
Well, what? Not after the season? I mean, I'll be honest. I still think he's a good coach, and I think he'd be used as the scapegoat for, the endless front office blunders, and then he can't help that the whole fucking team is hurt.
I think there's a higher probability of them getting rid of Daryl than
How do you use him as a scapegoat though? Because that doesn't make sense, right? Like I don't think you. No, not you. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm just saying the team.
They can't use that because the scapegoat is the injuries.
Yeah,
the scapegoat is my best players not playing. So how do I? My point is like, how do I go fire a coach when we essentially put him in this situation?
Right. So I think he should get another year or two, but I don't think the Sixers see it that way.
I don't know if the Sixers see anything anyway.
I think they do because he's still here.
Yeah, I think that if the situation was different, if they're if maybe not they weren't as bad and they were fighting they were like a 7 seed or something, and like they were underachieving and like some of these guys played a little bit more, and then like you couldn't figure out how to make this team a 5 seed or something, right? Because of whatever situation that is. I think then maybe you're looking to fire him, but I think this is all on Morey for having these different guys in here that, expecting these guys at their ages to be able to play 80 games, right? And win 50 games like they were supposed to, and compete. But it's the same situation as like Brett Brown during the process, right? Like none of that was his fault, which led to him being able to get them in the playoffs.
I completely agree with you. Yeah.
So, like, and then I honestly like the Glenn Rivers. I refuse to call him Doc. Glenn Rivers. So much worse of a coach than Nick Nurse. I would rather have Nick Nurse for the next decade than bring Doc Rivers back for one game. I swear to God. Regardless of they could lose every game for the next 10 years. I'd rather have Nick Nurse be the coach over Glenn.
Well, I think he did some really good things in Toronto, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he showed he can sort of like build something. So like I don't have any issues with them trying to do the same thing here. If they're going to get a higher pick in the draft, that's sort of I would want somebody that like used to doing that, right? You know what I mean? I don't know.
For sure. I think you got to get younger. You got to get rid of Paul George. I like what's his name? He was struggling tonight, but Grimes. I like him. He's pretty good. If you can get off the Paul George contracts and you're not going to get rid of Embiid. Like if you could, if somebody calls about him, I'd listen.
Right.
I'd listen.
Yeah, he's almost untradeable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
But no, like you got to get younger. Hopefully you get you're gonna keep your pick. Hopefully we're gonna speak that into existence. You're gonna keep your pick here. Hopefully you get a top 3 pick. At the very worst, hopefully you get 5. Right? You add somebody into this roster who is either a guy who can score from the wing, preferably. Maybe you get a guard. I'd prefer not to, but I think if you get like a swing forward guard guy who can carry the ball, that's what this team needs. Yeah. So you get somebody like that. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch a whole lot of college basketball this year, so
yeah. I just think this team needs to be in complete rebuild mode.
But you can't. You can't be a complete rebuild.
With guys like Maxey.
With Embiid and Maxey making the money they have.
I get it, but they're in a no-win situation right now.
Yeah, but then you find your way, you luck your way into the number 1 pick. You get Cooper Flagg, and this team is once again you're a top 3 seed in the East, and you're fighting for a championship. So, but regardless, we'll see what happens there. That's a bit wild.
So our final 3 games, we just played the Wizards. We got the Hawks and Bulls. The Nets play Hawks, T-Wolves, Knicks. It should be 3 losses for them, but we're a couple games behind them, so we're good if we lose the Hawks and Bulls. And the Pelicans, I didn't realize that they were still in. Are they still? Well, not because we won today, but they have 20. Yeah, we can't catch them. We could tie the Knicks though, or the Nets. Pelicans and the Bulls, Heat, Thunder. So there are 3 losses there. We should be the 5 seed. We should have the 5. The 5th worst record.
Fifth best odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3rd pick. Let's do 1 more. 4th pick. All right.
Take it.
Went up each of them.
Sure. I'll take it. I'll take those for sure.
Yep.
I just want
as long as we don't go down.
Yeah, that's the main thing, Tommy. Right? Just give us the pick.
Yeah, just give me the pick. Give me a top 5 guy in a draft that's supposed to be decent, pretty good. So, down for it.
I got a question for you guys. After the Final Four, after the national championship, does Walter Clayton Jr. find a way into the top 5, top 10?
I think he's for sure a lottery pick.
The kid from Florida. I mean, everywhere I see he's late first. Let's see where the mock has him here. Let's see where Tankathon has him.
Let's Tankathon got him.
26.
Wow. God, honestly,
and it's probably because he's older, right? He's 22.
Yeah, I would have guessed top 15 at least.
I think he probably finds his way into the lottery. Yeah, I don't know.
It sucks we don't really need a guard because I'd probably rather have him over Dylan Harper, to be honest with you, personally. I'm not, and that's not a shot at Dylan Harper. I just, as Eric says here, I just like the dog in Clayton. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I like the way, the style of play that he does. And he came up big every time they needed him.
Yeah, I saw some comments like during that game, because that's one of the few games I actually watched of college basketball this year. And they're like, "Oh, he's been tearing up the tournament. Nobody's been playing defense like Houston is. Like, oh my God, he's in the torture chamber." I'm like, they don't play defense in the NBA.
Yeah,
this dude is going to cook.
Yeah,
this dude's going to average 20 points a game. Like he was doing kind of the same type of stuff that Steph was doing when Davidson made that run.
Yeah, it was funny too because like there were some mocks that had him going like second round, and I'm like, how can you have a Final Four like that and still be considered like a second round guy? It just, to me, it doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
That was a hell. I know college basketball, at least with me, maybe has lost some luster, but I'll say this: it was a hell of an NCAA tournament.
It started off really, really slow, but some of those games, like the Elite Eight,
but once you got past the round, once you got to the Sweet 16 and into the Elite Eight, yes, I thought it. I thought it was obviously tightly contested. It was a hell of a national championship game, and overall, I thought it was a pretty good product on the floor there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got good games per se, right? But you didn't get the madness that everybody wants.
No, right. I mean, there weren't many. There were not many upsets. I mean, McNeese State aside.
Yeah, but I kind of say this all the time. Like, all the upsets that happened were all the upsets that were expected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody knew like Drake could have gone on a run. Everyone was picking McNeese State. You know what I mean? Everybody picked Colorado State to win a game, maybe two. Right. So I was kind of underwhelmed with the whole tournament, although you did get some really good games because, like, especially in the Final Four, right? You did have the four best teams in the country all year.
Right.
Yeah, which just doesn't happen. So
which doesn't happen often.
I think it was like 07 or 08. Yeah.
I believe Kentucky beat Memphis that year.
Was that year? No, Memphis lost to Kansas.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mario Chalmers. It's the reason I remember that is Justin Timberlake hosted the ESPYs that year, and he was a Memphis guy, and he went on a rant in like the opening thing, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. That was I'm pretty sure I still have it saved in like one of my favorite videos on YouTube. It's just hilarious.
Wasn't Calipari coaching Memphis then?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he went to Kentucky a few years after that.
Right. And he ended up winning a tournament game this year with Arkansas.
Which I thought, that was wild.
Won a couple games.
They won 2 games.
Yeah. That's right. Yep.
They were close too. They were ahead.
Yeah. They knocked off the Johnnies.
Yeah, they should have went to the Elite Eight. Yeah, they should have went to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, they choked.
Yeah. They were up like 8 or 10 at some point.
They were up 16.
Were they really?
In the entirety of the game, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. They blew that. And then Houston blew that game, the national champion or the
Houston did exactly what they forced
what they did to
Duke do.
Yeah.
They shit on themselves.
Yep. Which we were talking about earlier too. Just teams shit on themselves, you make them force turnovers, make them do stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not just baseball. Other sports people shit on themselves when they get in high pressure situations. There you go.
I mean, you guys.
JM, he was at Kentucky when he recruited. Oh, DeJuan White, the daddy. Yeah, daddy. Sorry.
Yep.
I mean, you guys follow this probably a little more closely than I do. You know, being that you guys professionally outside of this platform, you guys coach youth baseball and whatnot, and pretty elite elite level high school players. How has NIL affected, say your less monetary college sport like college baseball and whatnot? How has that affected recruiting or affected?
Kind of hard to tell, I think, so far.
Everything.
It affects everything.
No, it's crushed. It's crushed recruiting. It's crushed Division I baseball for a lot of kids. It's made you had to go and accept something a little bit less and play right away. And if D1's the way you want to go, go put a resume together at D2 or D3 and transfer out.
Gotcha.
That's what it's become. It's really hard.
And then
it's really hard to go play Division I baseball and any type of power conference or power-ish conference, right? It's just hard.
So a lot of kids are having to go the JUCO route or whatnot.
It just depends. It depends on your grades. It depends on your fit. It depends if you want to sit around. Listen, it's probably the hardest it's ever been to navigate.
Yeah.
Truthfully, like it's crushed it. And it's being navigated as we speak, right? Because right now for baseball, there's opt-ins to this stuff or there's opt-outs. And that's going to decide a lot of things. I think the only thing that opted in baseball-wise, like Arizona State, that was like a month ago. I'm sure there's more teams that have opted into it. It's not good.
Yeah.
And it's created this. I mean, it's the culture that's been created.
Yeah.
No consistency, no having to put my time in.
Right.
This is what we're creating here. We're not, and it goes on into the travel world even more, right? It's too jumpy. It's too trophy chase. There's not enough develop, be consistent, etc. It's the world we live in. It's not the world we grew up in.
Well,
of loyalty and those types of things. I mean, imagine you got to go tell your coach that you're transferring out, that you're going into the portal,
right?
And the amount of players that do it's absurd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm hearing stories of some, even top tier athletes going to 3 or 4 different schools for God's sakes during their career.
And you don't like nothing. I mean,
there's a kid in college going back to his high school days. This is his 7th new school in his last 7 years. Like he turned to 3 different high schools, and now he's on his 4th different college. Every year he's going to a new school.
And if anybody thinks that type of person is
and coaches are obviously doing the same thing.
Because it's not even about like that guy will be a good pro or not. If you think that type of person will be a successful human being, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's somebody that's gonna jump around.
Right. And as soon as something gets tough, they're gonna bail.
To compare it to somebody who's like it's NFL. Bo Nix obviously he's quarterback for the Broncos now. Like he was at Auburn like 7 or 8 years ago. Starting games at Auburn. Then he, was at Oregon 2 years ago, which I couldn't believe he was still in college.
Yeah.
Right. And now he's, obviously it worked for him because he's the quarterback of the Broncos.
Right.
But like, there's guys that are in there in college for 7-8 years. Like, I think there was a guy I saw that like, he was quarterback. He goes to the same draft class like Lamar Jackson was still in the league, and Lamar's won 3 MVPs now. Like, and same thing. I saw something like Trevor Lawrence too. Like, these guys are they're in college forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I'm 29. Guys are 2 years younger than me, still in college. I've been out of college for 7 years. It's insane.
They did a dude that was 27 at the combine.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with college athletes getting paid, but I guess somewhere there has to be some sort of line, if you will.
There's no line.
No, it's completely.
It's not even a line. It's not even a line. It's a salary cap. It's every power school gets X amount of money.
Yep.
And it's
you
not even.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
kids making millions. This is where it's a joke. Now, I don't need guys making. If guys want to sign NIL deals, that's a different conversation. If you want to sign sponsorship deals and be able to get paid for your likeness, etc. Different conversation. But every school should have a budget on what they can spend. And it's a revenue share across the board. This is not calculus. Every player gets $250,000, whatever it is.
Right.
And then you can make money on the side, but we can't be involved in that part of it.
Right.
That becomes you and only you. We're not involved in that part. And that's where that's again, we're back to a slippery slope. But you can't be going and throwing extra sponsorships at kids to get them to you. That dilutes the product across the board. That creates power schools, and that's it. And only a few.
Right.
Only it becomes 2 handfuls, maybe, instead of being 30 schools have a chance to win. It's 5 schools that really have a chance to win.
Right.
Is that parity? Is that good for any sport?
Basically, right now, it's killing the mid-majors, more or less.
I don't give a shit about the mid-major. I care about power schools. It's killing some of them, too.
Yeah.
And absolutely. It's because they can't compete with the likes of some of these other programs. The amount of money that comes in on the big Big Ten schools, right? The big SEC schools, go down the line. So we're not. What are we again? What are we creating here? We're creating chaos at the college level. That's an amateur level.
Yeah.
Well,
not anymore.
In name only.
I got no problem with paying college athletes because they make big time money for these programs. I have no issue with that. But there can't be the extra given by the school. It's 2025. We can't control that. That's a joke. Everybody at the top should be fired on the spot for allowing this shit to happen across the board and not understanding the effects it has on the other Division I schools. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Pay the athlete, the poor guy who's going to school for free. Fine, pay him, but create a cap and pay him.
Yeah.
Not, I'm making $20 million. I'm going to get you all this sponsorship. No, you're not allowed to do that. They got to do it. Like if you want to pay him, pay him. I don't like it, but if that's what you want to do, do it.
Yeah.
But don't have this circus going on. The wild, wild west that is college sports, because that's what it is.
Basically, it's become like a legalized SMU deal of the late 80s, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you heard
legalized Pony Express.
Pony Express, Alabama, the power schools.
Of course.
Come on.
Look at the 2 things that you're seeing out of this, right? You're seeing all the old school coaches bail out.
Yeah, I mean, Jay Wright left at 60 years old, for God's sakes. I mean, he's the least of them, right? But like Tony Bennett right before the year drops, Larry Hagan in the middle of the year drops down in Miami. Saban leaves. I wouldn't be shocked if Tom Izzo's the next out. And then like you said earlier, there's no parity, right? Like that's why you end up having an underwhelming NCAA tournament. That's why you have 4 number 1 seeds in the Final 4. Right. And again, it might be good basketball, but I mean,
you're not creating any parity, right? If you have a mid-major and a kid does well, he's only going to do well 1 year because he's gone the next year. He's going to get the bag, and it's just what should happen is football and basketball should jump out of the NCAA, become their own entity, and return the other college sports back to normal. Right, get the conferences back aligned normally. Right, get the Pac-12 back up and running. More centralized, regionalized conferences. Because there's no reason why, women's softball, USC should be over playing Ohio State women's softball.
Yeah,
there's no reason for that.
Yeah, or if they have to travel to Minneapolis, for a Thursday afternoon game.
Yeah.
In 37-degree weather. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that helps.
But, Yeah. I mean, you saw St. Francis. St. Francis was a D1 school. D1 school. They were in the play-in game. They're now going D3 because they can't compete the NIL level, not basketball-wise. Like if it was just basketball, they obviously were there, right? They were in the playing game.
Right.
They're dropping to Division III because they can't compete on the NIL level because it's just a small niche college, but they just happen to be really good at basketball.
They're up. Where are they? Somewhere up in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might be farther northeast, but yeah.
Yeah, but now are they doing that in all sports or every sport except basketball?
No, every sport of that school is going D3, and then
I would assume it's every sport.
Yeah, every sport is there.
Oh wow!
I don't have. It sucks for mid majors that they're doing this NIL stuff. Don't get me wrong, but like we shouldn't act like this is the first time that college athletes have been getting paid to play basketball or football.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well,
like it's just legalized booster stuff, right? There's just not going to be the death penalty anymore.
They've been getting paid since the beginning of time.
Exactly. Like you're gonna slide this kid from the inner city a bag full of cash and give him a car, give his parents a house. Like now it's just legal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And because they can legally do it now, these guys are going with those big boosters at your Power 5 schools at Big 10, SEC, Pac-12. That's where they're going to go. Because not the Pac-12, that doesn't exist anymore. But Big 12, like that's where these guys are going to go, right? Because that's where you can get the biggest money. And like you said, if somebody has a massive season at McNeese State, and then he's like, all right, hey, I'm transferring to Kentucky because I'm getting $1 million.
Steph Curry would have never stayed at Davidson in this world.
No,
absolutely not. Steph doesn't in this world. Steph doesn't go to Davidson in the first place.
Well, it's true.
Right.
So Steph goes to Duke or UNC.
Yeah.
Right, and he gets $1 million, and he maybe stays for 2 years and gets a ton of money, and then is a
depending on who gets the first overall pick. I mean, there is. I don't think it works longevity wise, but like there's a legit argument for Cooper Flagg going back to Duke.
Yeah.
Right. If you're just talking about because he'd make more at Duke than he would on his rookie deal, at least for 1 year. Right. But like if the Wizards get the number 1 pick or Charlotte gets the number 1 pick and he doesn't want to go, he finally has legit, leverage to sit there and say, no, I'm going back to Duke. I can make just as much, if not more money at Duke than I can be the number 1 overall pick. Now, long term, that second contract's never going to be there at Duke, but Cooper Flagg's going to be the number 1 pick regardless of what year he comes out, right? So I think that's always going to sit there. It's just a matter of if he wants to go to Charlotte, if he wants to go to the Wizards, if he wants to go to Utah, right? Whoever ends up winning that pick, it's an interesting conversation because we're finally at that point where you can have a legit conversation about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the changing in the landscape of college athletics.
Yeah, I mean, you could make $20 million there next year, probably.
Yeah,
he stays in school, so and he could probably make it. He could probably make $80 million over the next 3 years if he stayed there.
And I don't know if you guys. Yeah,
it's not like he wouldn't get the bag. It's not like there's not another contract. It's not like there's not another deal to keep him there. Of course, I mean. He could essentially, and nobody's going to do that, but he could essentially play 4 years of college basketball, get his degree from Duke, and if he's good in school, why not?
Yeah,
like that's how I look at it. Why not? If you can go make $80 million and get a degree from the University of Duke, you not only set yourself up forever for your family, but you're setting yourself up forever too off the basketball court.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just a win-win for a guy.
Chances are he'll get a tip to go with it.
Yeah, it's kind of
especially if you're Washington, like Greg said, or it's somebody else like that.
It's kind of the opposite of if you want to do a callback to the Jordan Bulls documentary, where they literally had to kick him out of UNC. Like, no, dude, you're too good to be here. Go get drafted. Right? It's the opposite. It's literally the opposite because Coach Dean made him. Because he wanted to come back for his senior year or junior year, I forget, whatever he wanted to do. He's like, no, you're getting drafted. You're leaving. And he's like, all right. And then he was the number. Obviously, we know how that went over. But it's because he wasn't making any money. He was in a comfort zone. He's like, you know what? No, Coach Dean, no, this is better for you because you're going to make millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. Like, all right, hey, do you really want to go play for the Wizards? Do you really want to go play in Utah?
You want to
really
spend your winters in Utah?
Do you really want to do that? Well, honestly, I've seen some of the girls in Utah.
I hear you. I hear you.
Maybe I want to go to Utah. But
I wouldn't hate it.
Do I really want to play basketball in Utah? I don't really know. I'm not really sure about that one. Do you want to go? New Orleans might be a good pick too. Like again, all right, maybe I want to go to New Orleans, but again, these guys, he can demand a trade in 2 years, regardless of whatever he wants to do anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Well, again,
the NBA is the Wild West.
It's not even the NBA. It's everywhere. It is a generation of me. I'm not saying everybody, right? But it's a lot of me.
Yeah.
Right. And we're watching it, and it starts because of, call it how it is. It starts because of travel sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just creates a culture of jumping. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I'm not, I get it, but it's always something else is better. Yeah. Something else is better. Something else is better. Like no, consistency is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
consistency is where it at. You're going to jump around. You're going to hurt. You're going to end up hurting.
Yeah.
More than you're helping them.
Yeah. Endlessly chasing the almighty dollar doesn't exactly mean endless happiness,
Yeah. I like I was talking with one of my 10U parents earlier today, and kids started playing for he hasn't even played a game for me yet. Right? Hasn't even played a game for me yet. I've done some lessons with him. Like he's a good kid. He's got a lot of potential. I'm like, look, I literally told his mom today, like, look, depending on whoever this season goes, I want him to be around here. I want him to be here. I want him to work with me. I see like this is what we're going to do. And she's like, yeah, that's what we want too. And I want to have kids like that.
Yeah.
Right. I want to keep, I love that I'm now coaching 10U, as frustrating as it can be sometimes. Like I want to have those kids. I want to build a team of, a dozen guys, and they're going to be together for however long. And if you don't get on board with that, then all right, that's fine. But I don't really want you here. Like let's grow, let's develop. I want to get these kids, ultimately a good education, because hopefully I can have some of these kids for the next 8 years. Is it realistic? Who knows? But that's what I want.
Yeah, no, it's realistic if you want to, at least with a core, right? Maybe not a whole team, but a core.
Yeah, if I can get 6-7 guys like that they're here from the time that they're 10 to the time that they're 18, that team's gonna win a lot of ball games.
Yeah, I got 4 from 8 and 9, and then the rest are from 11 and 12, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's about as much as you're going to get, because you're going to get guys that fall off when they get to the big field or don't play anymore at some point.
Sure.
And then you're going to add, and then you're going to get a jump or two. That's just the way it goes. No matter what we do, there'll be a jump or two, and then you fill in those pieces because you have a good team. And at the end of the day, people want to play for good teams. Listen, it's the simplest thing in the world that most people are just looking for competitive stuff, right? That's
I'm not talking about Jackson, Nate.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Like most people you just want to play 4 games. You just want to get a lot of at bats. You want to, that's what it comes down to. But what the travel culture has done on a higher scale is the other side. This place is better.
Yeah.
This place is better. This is better. I always said, like, I wouldn't worry as much of what's on the front of the chest as who your coach is. Right? I wouldn't worry about that. Each team's different. Each coach is different. Each situation is different in every organization. So, yeah, you trust the people at the top for sure. That's important in any organization. But it comes down at the end of the day, that's the person you're with. That's the person who's coaching your baby, right? And
I think I played for 4 coaches from the time I was 10 to the time I was 18.
That's good, actually.
Yeah.
That's good. That's consistent. I only played for from 13 up. I only played for 2.
I didn't play for many.
But that wasn't the situation.
Right.
We
when you and I were starting, like AAU and travel was just getting off the ground.
Yeah, like 13 years old, I would go to Joe Barth at the head.
And it was Brooklyn was the only team in town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, hit doctor. That's it.
Yeah.
Which became
Arsenal,
I think, when I was like 15.
Yeah.
Arsenal was the biggest thing around when I was a kid, and then Young Guns had just started up. I actually played for Fish in high school, who runs Young Guns. So then there was a couple other teams, but those are probably the two biggest ones when I was playing. Now there's a million different places you can go.
Oh, everywhere you turn around, and then everybody's doing it on their own, and it's just man, it's to each your own, man. I'll leave it there. To each your own.
Do you guys see, real quick? Did you guys see the funny? I think it's funny. But you see the reel going around? They're asking all the Florida Gators what's their first class back after winning the national championship. Half of the guys were like, "I'm online. I don't gotta go to class. Like, obviously, just take it online." The one guy was like, "I already got my degree, so I don't need to go to class." The other guy goes, "Class? What's class?"
Yeah, I'm getting drafted in a month. I'm not going to class anymore.
There's one dude goes, "What day is it going to be? Because I don't know what class I have."
Yeah.
It was so funny because it just goes back to like
find Gainesville on a map.
Yeah, it just goes back to like what's going on.
It's this way. On that side.
Yeah, it was funny. I laughed. I chuckled.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Class, practice.
Talking about practice. We're talking about a game. Oh man!
All right, Phillies win tomorrow. Take the series.
Yeah, they win tomorrow. Phillies
yes.
win. Phillies win.
I think Luzardo pitches a gem.
5-2 tomorrow. Luzardo, two earned over 6. Luzardo. Shut down bullpen tomorrow.
Well, speaking of that bullpen, we probably are very limited, right? You look at Ruiz through 24 pitches. Alvarado threw 30 pitches. Ross is 17. But you'd have to figure Alvarado's down for tomorrow.
Yeah, you got what?
And Ruiz probably down for tomorrow. So you're going to have Romano, Kirkring.
Kirkring warmed up tonight. He didn't go in, but he warmed up tonight.
So bullpen's going to be interesting tomorrow.
7-5,
but in their mind,
7-5.
It's their A guys. It's their A+ guys.
Mm.
Eric Jacinto, I would pray that for Bohm, but I don't know that he can hit water if he fell out of a boat right now.
He goes 0 for 3 in his first 3. He hits a dinker over the first baseman's hit.
I mean, he's talking 3 for 4, 2 ribbies and a walk. I don't know. Does he even have a walk on the year?
He might have one.
Has he seen enough pitches to get a walk?
7-5. Phillies win.
Ooh. I got to win.
Yeah, they take the series tomorrow for sure.
He's got one walk on the year.
Going 4-0.
4-zip. Shut piece. Love
Shut it.
Yeah, let's go.
6-2.
Love it. Let's go win a series. Let's go 4-0 in series to start the year. Let's get after it.
That's the key, right? That's the key.
And go sweep Nate's Cardinals out in St. Louis this weekend.
Yeah.
That's the key, right? Early in the season, regardless of what's going on, struggles we might be having, we can just keep winning series early. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
If you win 2 out of every 3 games, you're guaranteed to be in the playoffs.
Who's managing the Cardinals now? Still Yachty or no?
No, it's Yachty's not managing.
No,
that's just Team Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
WBC. What's his name? Ozzy something?
Anymore,
Ozzy?
right?
No, who is it? Where's Nate at? Nate, who's your manager?
Oliver Marmol.
Oliver, yeah. Oliver. Ollie.
Didn't he used to pitch for them?
He's the youngest manager in baseball.
Oh shit.
He's former
Marmol,
infielder.
right?
Yeah, Marmol. Former infielder. Never heard of him. Didn't know he was the manager, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I knew who it was. I just couldn't bring the name to it.
Yeah. He's been the manager.
It's like 3 years now, 4
years. Yeah, it's his 4th year. He's got a record of 252 and 246. Some say that is mid. Pretty sure it's mid.
He doesn't even know. He's got Marlon. What, Marlon Bird?
It's Marmol, you moron.
Dynamite drop it, Monty. One last sim. Third pick.
Perfect. Let's get after it.
Third pick. I take that. Utah, Brooklyn, Philly, Washington. That would kill Washington.
Yeah,
And
the Nets getting a pick in front of us too after them being worse than us would suck.
Yeah, it would suck.
Absolutely.
Damn, whatever. Yeah. No. Yeah, all right.
Marlon Bird.
Goddamn. Marlon Bird. I think he was a two-time Phil. Was he Cardinal, Nate? Marlon Bird ever played for the Cardinals?
I thought he was a Cub.
He was a Cub. I think he played for the Yankees. He was a traveler. Oh, R.I.P. Octavio Dotel.
Yeah, definitely weird situation
that guy.
there. Yeah.
Was my immaculate grid legend, Octavio Dotel.
Phillies twice, Nationals, Rangers, Cubs, Boston, Mets, Pirates, back to the Phillies, Cincinnati, Giants, and Cleveland.
Traveled the world, baby.
Yeah.
All over the place.
He's 38 years old. Well done.
Oh, wow.
Good for him. Good for that guy.
For him.
15 years in the bigs.
I feel like he was juicing at one point.
Yeah.
Could have seen it. We'll see here. If you look at it that way, I think Jamie Moyer played till he was like 47.
Yeah.
He could have got another 10 more years out of Marlon Bird.
15 years, one-time All-Star. That was with the Cubs.
Yeah,
That year he had 170 hits, 39 doubles, 12 homers, 66 ribeyes.
He was playing center field next to Bobby Abreu for a while, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, Marlon Bird was. Yep.
Yeah. Bobby Abreu, Pat Burrell. That's a decent outfield.
Hall of Fame, Bobby.
Still he stunk. Yeah,
Who?
Bobby. Attaboy Bobby.
Bobby was one of the cards in MLB The Show.
Yeah, got that unlocked. I've moved on. I got Mike Trout in right field. There we go.
Oh boy.
Doug Glanville, that's a name. Aaron Rowan.
Yeah.
Let's go. Aaron Rowan's his nose is still buried in the center field.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Eric. He was 38 when he retired. And,
yeah, he's old now.
Yeah, Bobby was lazy in the field for sure.
He was, but he hit 310 every year.
He did. He absolutely did. He could swing it.
Yeah, he can match.
Nate, there's no way that's true. There's no chance that's true.
Marlon
There's
Bird
no
was
way
by
that's
my
true.
father-in-law with an 8-ball on him. That's interesting. It's aggressive.
That's insane. There's no way that's true.
I can see it.
That's Matt Stairs, legend. That ball still hasn't landed in LA yet.
Nope.
Still going.
Yeah, that was a fucking shot.
17 years later, yeah, that ball's still going.
Yeah.
My buddy was there because he was living there at the time, and they actually, after that home run, they escorted him out because they didn't want him to get beat up.
Matt Stairs?
No. My buddy.
Oh,
like after they hit that home run, because he was out there in the bleachers in right field.
Yeah.
The security came up to him and was like, "We need to escort you and your wife, girlfriend at the time. We need to get you guys out of here and on your way because we're not going to be able to control this after the game."
Yeah.
And Philly fans are the problem.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Dodger fans are no joke out there.
Was it a Dodgers game or I think a Giants game? Somebody ended up like literally dying. Like they got stabbed outside of a game and they died. I forget
Probably
what it was.
both.
Oh yeah, I think no, it was a Giants fan.
Giants fan. Yeah.
He survived, but he had life altering injuries, unfortunately.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, it was fucked up. But yeah, there's some crazy motherfuckers out there because at Chavez Ravine, it's actually in a pretty dangerous neighborhood in LA, in East LA.
Yeah.
But God forbid a 10-year-old flips you off, you know?
Yeah, right. Or someone just gets in your face and starts yelling. God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yeah. Chavez Ravine, it's where Fast and Furious 1 started. Opening scene, Fast and Furious 1.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's time to get out of here.
I'm trying to like, believe me. I'm a big Fast and Furious guy. I'm trying to remember
when Brian's tuning up the Eclipse.
Oh yeah. Yup. Okay. Almost had you. Yep.
Yeah.
Almost had you there.
He's tuning it up, and then that's how it starts. Then he goes and
hits on Mia. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Got it. Cool.
Boys, I gotta run.
I think we're done. Yeah.
Have a good week. Go Phils.
You too, brother.
All right.
We'll see you. Where you hiding? Says, thank God Trey finally broke through. And man, I'm sick of Austin Riley. What a pesky little snot. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
Austin Riley wears us out.
Yeah.
He's a Philly killer. But listen, great show. I apologize. 42 was a parking lot.
Oh, you're good, brother.
The Black Horse Pike was a parking lot. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It's terrible.
Terrible. Yep. Terrible when I could just take a different route, and I'm assuming
had you known, right?
Yeah, like give an alert. But listen, great stuff. No, that was unbelievable.
He's a piece of work.
Yeah, we'll
see. We're finishing up. All right, no, I'm out. All right,
I'm out. We'll see you next Wednesday. Go Phils tomorrow. I'm assuming it's a day game.
No, it's night game.
No, 7 o'clock.
7. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So giddy up. Let's go win another series. And then we head to St. Louis and we'll kick the shit out of them for a little bit.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
HUD Wednesday nights. We'll see you next Wednesday. We love you all. Comments are the best. Hope you enjoyed the laughs. We out.
See ya.